Hello everyone, this is my video on how to change the oil in an XVS 1100 Dragstar or V-Star for you Americans out there. Okay, this is a little array of the tools you're probably going to need. Okay, so basic socket set. I'm also going to be changing the oil filter. Now, you 1100 owners out there will know that unless you've got a relocation kit, this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the arse, but I'll show you how it's done. For the other basic stuff, you probably won't need that. Oil. Get a decent oil. I'd recommend a synthetic if you can, it'll last longer. But again, go within the specs. This is 10W40 there. Pretty good stuff. Used it before, quiet the engine down quite a bit actually. Oil catch pan. Filter. What am I talking about? It's a funnel. Rags, always going to come in handy. You're probably going to blob some somewhere, some degreaser to clean up the mess, which I'm probably going to make, not necessarily required. I would recommend when you're doing the oil to actually have a pair of disposable gloves. It just means you won't have to scrub the hell out of your hands for about a week afterwards. It can get a bit messy and smelly. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the tea is optional, but I don't know whether you can tell, but outside today it's pretty miserable. There is my bike currently warming up. Mine's the classic, by the way, in case you're wondering. So I'm going to wait for it's completely warm, and then we're going to go for step one, which will be dumping the oil out. Okay, well, that's the sump bolt on the left hand side front of the engine. It's a bit of a pain in the arse to get to because of the frame being right in the way. My standard socket set wouldn't fit, so what I had to do was come up with this. Looks bizarre, but it worked. So yeah, that is a long arm torque wrench, the socket on the end, and a little flexible thingamajig. Well, what the hell, it worked. Okay, let's get that oil out. Okay, that's coming out nicely. If you take the filler cap off of it as well, the oil drains out quite a bit faster. Okay, while that's doing its thing, we have now the pain in the arse bit, which is getting to the oil filter, which essentially is in here. So this whole plate needs to come off, and unfortunately, in order to do all that, you're gonna need to take off this header pipe. Unfortunately, to take off that header pipe, you essentially have to take off the mufflers as well. So it's not terribly well thought through, but hey. Okay, so first thing first is take the mufflers off. You've got a nut there. You've got a nut on the frame there. Let's focus on that. There you go. Okay, so that's the first two, and then this clamp here, and then another clamp here you got to take off. Okay, so 14mm socket on the top. Okay, then an Allen on the side. Okay, then the little clamps. One. And this is actually quite difficult. Two. Ta-da! Okay, essentially once those are slacking off, it's a case of wiggling it backwards, slowly trying to work it off. Be careful. Don't bend anything. These little seals in here are like a mesh of some kind. Careful you don't knacker them while you're doing it. Okay, so that leaves the prize. Okay, it's kind of awkward to film, but putting the exhaust on, you've got that's a 12mm and another 12mm. So let's go ahead and slacken those off. Ah, jeez, right, okay. Okay, took those two 12mm nuts off. Unfortunately, I had to drop this pedal assembly just out of the way a bit in order to give me enough room to twist and rotate the header pipe to get it out. It did take a bit of fiddling, but got there in the end. Okay, now I can now access the filter cover. So we're looking at that one that one, and that one. Okay, now that's got the cover off. Just sit it down there, leave all the bolts in where they were so you don't get them muddled up. Stick the wrong length in the wrong hole when you put it back. That reveals our prize, which is the filter cover. I've already kind of loosened it a bit. Have your oil catch ready because there will be quite a lot in there still. And there we go. Okay, so you may be wondering why I'm changing the oil, because it doesn't actually look that bad. Well, I do a lot of short journeys for work at the moment, so it doesn't really have much of a chance to warm up. So the strain on the engine's a bit higher, plus I'm getting a bit of moisture in there as well from not doing long journeys and not letting it heat up enough. So it's just a preventative measure really. Either way, I managed to buy it with Nectar points, which means this hasn't cost me a penny. Okay, so clean all that oil out. Make sure you do not lose that little O-ring there, that's quite important. Let's see where we get. It's raining, by the way. Okay, getting somewhere now. Okay, so this has all been cleaned up. There's quite a lot of gunk in there. I thought it was best to clean up. Use a carb cleaner to do that. I took the O-rings off first so I didn't rot the rubber. Okay, so now it is time to take our lovely brand new filter and snug it in. Nice. And then we are going to put our cap over the top. Okay, essentially the next steps I'm not going to bother filming because it's a reverse of everything you did to take off the exhaust. So yeah, I'll get on with it and I won't bother filming that for you. Oh yeah, just a quick tip. When you're putting these back together, you may as well run a little bit of anti-seize copper grease on the threads of the nuts. I did it when I did the oil last and everything came off a hell of a lot easier. Especially on the ones on here. Don't over tighten them either. If you snap those studs off, you're in a world of pain. Okay guys, just remember when you're filling it back up, if you are changing the oil filter, it will be dry. So the level will drop quite a lot after you've run it and started it, which you should do anyway. And then check the level on the little sight glass, which is a pain in the ass, and on the ground it's somewhere around here. Well, never mind, you'll find it. Yeah, get the oils to the right level, run it, check it, run it, check it, run it, check it. Just make sure you got it right. I need to put just a little splodge more, as I'm just a hair low. That should do it. Okie dokie. Okay, it's getting quite cold now, and I think I've got pneumonia because of this wonderful British winter we're having. And that's it. Check for leaks. Otherwise, you have now successfully changed the oil on your V-Star. It should take about 2.8, I think, if you're doing it with the oil filter. If you're changing it with the oil filter. And hopefully on this it actually shows you exactly how much you should have left. I should have 1.2 left, and if that was level, that's about right. Happy days. Okay people, take it easy, be safe, and I'll see you next time.